I have begun, by the way.
The gum? What do you have?
I have begun. This is my intro. The show started.
The gun?
You could tell. You could tell that you had no idea the show started, but
no, I wasn't sure because
this Halloween cookie. It's not like actually. This is the second week in a row where we started with Halloween cookies,
and this is the third week in a row we've started with the snack.
Oh yeah, because I had fruit.
Is
snacks
this just
before.
our thing now? Yeah, do we start with snacks every episode? Is that like a prereq to start the Genius Bar?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, next week, though, it's your intro, so you got to come with a new snack. We can't reuse snacks.
Okay, you're right. We got to be creative here. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome
to
the Genius Bar. Oh. We love the Genius Bar.
Guess what, Sam? I don't know if you saw.
What, John?
But
what did I see?
I was just scrolling through Twitter today. I want to say around 11 a.m. our time. Apple posted this weird thing, inviting us to an event on a Monday.
Oh, you got invited?
Yeah,
you got invited
personally. Yeah.
What? From Tim?
Yeah, it's Tim. He actually tweeted it. He said, "Here's the invite for John Prosser only."
Yeah.
It's official.
We can dream.
Monday, though.
We can dream about that. Yeah, Monday. So there's an Apple event. I guess we should just jump right in.
I mean, what choice do we have? Everyone, that's
we can't jump right out. It's the beginning of the episode. We can't jump right out now, John. And we got to keep going.
You had a concert last night, so we couldn't record the show last night. But normally we would have, and we would have completely missed the invite. So,
you know what? I had a fleeting thought on Monday. Like when I was going to text you about the concert, I was like, you know what? What if it gets announced on Tuesday? You know, this is before I was like, maybe I'll try to squeeze it in on Monday. I was like, you know, if this gets announced on Tuesday, we haven't heard any rumors. Like you obviously hadn't heard anything that said invites were coming out. Even Gurman was dead silent. I mean, I've kind of noticed Apple pretty much cracking down. I don't know who they've found or who they've gotten to or who they talked to, but for the past couple, I mean, I guess everybody kind of knew the September 14th event and people had heard like it's probably going to be here.
Yeah.
Fun fact. I almost ran a story that said the event was going to get announced this week.
Why didn't you?
I am now confident in this source.
Oh, so it's a newer source.
They told me in September some information that was the week the last event was announced. They told me some things about October. Then it was this week as well. So, I would have been spot on.
And all of those things are correct
this week. Yep.
Is it that?
So
is it that the asshole source that keeps emailing us fake stuff?
No, it is not the fake source that keeps emailing us, but it is somebody who I really trust and who has verified their credibility time and time again. And you know, I get caught up in the leaks sometimes. Like I remember a year ago, I like ran this dumb tweet where I was like, I hear something's happening tomorrow. Nothing happened. And like since that moment, I was like, what am I doing? Like the attention is not worth it unless I'm actually going to be right. Plus, I want to be right because I want people to actually trust me. So I'm like, I'll sit on it. I'll lose the headlines that I could get for Apple Track in the meantime, doing my job as a journalist, and I'll just be patient. I'll play the long game. You know how it is.
You could
play
just
the long
fake
game,
Apple Watch leaks. I think that's appropriate.
You know that design was never real?
Speaking of squared Apple Watch, that wasn't actually the watch. That was the MacBook Pro that I leaked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It turns out
Dude,
that was
the screens.
That was the new MacBook Pro. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I would say. So we were just a little bit off on that one.
That's okay. I mean, hey, it's the effort that counts. You tried your best, you know.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Come next week, you'll see that it was legit, and you'll be like, "Wow, MacBook Pro looks so small."
Yeah, I think even it's to the point where Ian is getting harassed by people that are calling him a fraud because he is, you know, making the stuff up as well. Oh, we got the
sirens are here, everybody. Wouldn't want to disappoint. Yeah, Ian took a break from Twitter. That what day was it? Oh, the last Apple event when the Apple Watch was not what we had shown. People were like harassing him, and so he dipped out for a little bit. It was his first public demise.
Yeah,
because he was used to. We'd gotten most things right up into that point, so. Yeah, it wasn't my first rodeo getting something wrong, but it was his.
You're like, welcome to our club.
Yeah, buckle up.
Welcome to our club. So there is an Apple event on Monday.
There is, yes.
Is this because Google's holding an event on Tuesday? Why is it on Monday, John? Tell the people.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume because the Pixel 6 is coming on Tuesday. And, I mean, usually Apple doesn't give a shit. They will put it out anyway. And if you think about it, I mean, it's not the same event. If they were both announcing phones, maybe, but these are completely different categories. The Pixel 6 is the competitor to the iPhone, but the iPhone's already out. So who cares? Yeah. I think it's more just about like press coverage. Kind
of a respect thing, maybe.
Is
too.
It respect?
No, because think about it. I mean, Google is the default search engine on the iPhone.
It is.
I would not be shocked in any way if Google was like, "Hey, we'll like knock $1 billion off the price if you like do your event a different day."
Yeah.
Because there's been a photo of Sundar Pichai and Tim Cook having dinner together. Like I'm sure that they talk. They are the heads of the two biggest tech corporations in the US. I mean, it's Apple and Google, right? I mean, Microsoft is also up there, of course, but with Satya Nadella. But I feel like Apple and Google are more similar than Apple and Microsoft at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
At this point, they didn't used to be, but
so the event is on Monday. I can't remember an event happening on Monday recently.
No, it's been a long time, and it is interesting. I was thinking about that. I'm like, is it the event? And it probably is. And I also feel like it might just be Tim being like, hey, we'll give you guys room.
Yeah.
Because Google and Apple do work together, and the iPhones are similar, and there's YouTube on the iPhone. It didn't feel if this was a Samsung or a OnePlus. I also don't, are Apple and Google engaged in any open lawsuits? I mean, I'm sure there's like one, but I feel like
against
broadly
each other?
The companies. Yeah.
There's probably patent disputes somewhere, but Apple they just appealed their lawsuit with Epic
Games.
And Google just countersued Epic like yesterday. They put out a countersuit to Epic. So I think they bonded that way.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I mean, Epic's suing everybody, so maybe Apple and Google are kind of, it's the friend of my, or the enemy. Wait, the friend of my enemy is my,
you'll get it.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's it. That didn't sound right in my head.
Is that really it? The comments are probably correcting it right now. That doesn't sound like
right.
Usually saying.
You never heard that?
Yes, I know what saying you're referring to. I just don't know if that's it. Usually sayings sound like wise, and that doesn't sound that way. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Because that's literally it, word for word.
Because who's one of your enemies?
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
but the wording
it's your
sounds
enemy's enemy.
It sounds like a kindergartner made it.
You've never heard that phrase, though?
Yeah, but I thought the wording was wiser. That wording,
it's straight up the enemy of my... Everybody in the comments, let me know.
That sounds like somebody wrote it on their crayon box in kindergarten.
The enemy of my enemy
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Oh, my God. Hey, speaking of kindergarten, John.
Go on.
You read a lot in kindergarten. You learn a lot. Did you
might
learn a lot?
have.
At least
I
learned
didn't.
a lot.
Dude,
okay.
In kindergarten, no joke, my mom wrote my name. So the only thing that we were allowed to have on our desk was like those like paper boxes of crayons, like the Crayola boxes.
Of course.
Yes, I had a long one with like a sharpener in the back where you could sharpen your crayon.
Ooh, bougie.
Yeah,
okay.
And the only thing in kindergarten that we were allowed to have on our desk was our Ziploc baggie of animal crackers, and which I'm sure is a choking hazard now. I'm pretty sure you can't just have a snack on your desk at school.
That sounds amazing.
And then my crayon box, and I didn't know how to spell even my own name. So my mom, she wrote my name, Jonathan, on my crayon box because she knew that was on my desk. So when I had a paper where I had to fill out my name, I would just peek over at my crayon box and write my name down. That's why that's why I spell it Jon, because that's easy.
Oh my God, bro, are you good? Did you pass?
Yeah.
Do you have a high school diploma?
I mean, they didn't give it to me, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
And now I run the biggest tech show on the internet.
It's not
to my kindergarten teacher. Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Anyway, go. I know what point you're making, so go ahead. But I wasn't reading. No.
Okay. Would you read now?
Yes, but this sponsor would not have helped me in kindergarten.
Yeah, they would have.
Not me. I couldn't read.
You couldn't read. I mean, I could read
unless they got books that teach you how to read. But if
you couldn't read anything.
I mean, maybe I could read like the word go.
Anyway, if you are able to read,
for those of you able to read,
for those of you able to read, John,
yes,
I would describe this service. It's Scribd, guys. We're talking about Scribd. Welcome, Scribd, to the show.
First time sponsor for Scribd. It's their first time spot. This is the best decision they ever made. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Wow, welcome, Scribd.
There is no better show to sponsor than this one, and you're welcome, Scribd.
John, do you ever watch shows on the internet? Do you ever like stream stuff?
I do. One of my favorite services is Netflix.
John, I have been told.
You have been told.
And I might even add to this myself.
Okay.
That Scribd could be called. They wouldn't call this themselves, but others have called Scribd Netflix for books.
Oh, yeah? Is that so?
Whoa. Whoa, that's
Never heard that.
Described as Netflix for books.
Did maybe like Wired, TechCrunch, or Forbes, did they call it Netflix for books?
It was just me, actually.
No, oh, just you. Okay. Definitely not them? Okay.
Listen, you guys know how hard it is when you're on a streaming, like without a streaming service, to go out and actually find something or a good book to read. Yeah. This is bringing the discoverability of streaming to books. It is such a cool idea. Scribd is truly innovating in a space that needs a lot of innovation because, you know, reading's important. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy a good book from time to time. I mean, it's really incredible that you just go on the service and you have access instantly to the entire library. You know, it kind of flips your traditional view of reading on its head, where it's like, maybe you don't even want to finish every single book you start. Maybe you just want a good story to entertain you for a certain amount of time.
It's like
you can just go on the service.
Sometimes you go into the library with your little library card, and the librarian could recommend a book. This brings the library to you. That's my saying. Not Netflix for books. I didn't come up with that myself, but it's like a library come to your house is how I would describe it.
Oh, God. John, it is, because it's the world's most fascinating library at your fingertips, and it's just $9.99 a month. And guys, for you...
It's free!
Well, it's for 60 days. That's
still free.
60 days.
Free is still free for 60 days.
It's free for 60 days with the free trial that they give you, John. With the free trial. Listen, you guys can go to try.scribd.com, and I will spell Scribd. That is try.scribd.com/genius. That will give you 60 days of Scribd for free. Okay?
It takes the trial. Maybe 30 seconds of your time to get 60 days of books for free.
That is amazing. The free trial, guys, is out of this world. You got to try it right now. That's scribd.com/genius. All right. Thanks to Scribd for sponsoring this episode of the Genius.
Thank you, Scribd. One last little clap. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So, the event. MacBook Pro, obviously 14, 16-inch. Yes?
Yep.
AirPods 3, do you think we're going to have them at the event, or do you think they'll say, fuck it, and just put out a press release?
I could see it going either way. Honestly, I think it might be at the event. I could see them squeezing that in.
I could see them doing it just to make it a full hour.
Yeah, same. Like I could see it coming out. Honestly, I would be really hyped to see them talk about it on stage, because we don't really know about the feature upgrades for AirPods 3. We know they're going to look different.
And it's a major update for regular AirPods users, for the dollar store AirPods users like you, Sam.
Oh, dollar store AirPods?
Yeah, because AirPods Pro aren't getting updated. Yeah, that's why you are. Oh, do you think we're getting a Mac Mini?
Yeah, of course. You leaked it, so it's coming, right? It'll look just like the Apple Watch.
From what I know,
it's going to be announced when the new Apple Watch is announced. The redesigned one that you leaked. That's when the new Mac.
From what I know, there was a lot of delays with it, so I'm curious to see if we're going to see it at the event. I think Dylan DKT, is that his username? I think he also mentioned that Mac Mini had a bunch of delays. Like they had more trouble with Mac Mini than MacBook Pro.
He believes it's coming, and he says that they are squeezing to get it in the event. And I can see this being exactly squeezing. I see it being like the Apple Watch, like the one that did come out. I'm really trying to dig at you every pod. Like you're not here for it, and I keep going. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, it's fine.
So anyway, the Mac Mini, he says he believes that Apple's trying to get it in, and it makes sense, right? If it is going to have M1X, it would be weird to announce an M1X MacBook Pro now and then wait 6 months and then do an M1X Mac Mini. Like that seems like too long in between. I think, and I see it, and I believe it in my heart of being an Apple Watch situation, I think the MacBook Pro will be available to order that day. This is just me speculating.
I mean, it would make sense because everything is out of stock right now.
Yeah, I think the Mac Mini is not going to be available for a couple weeks, similar to the Apple Watch, where they're going to wait to get production ready, and it's probably going to be in really short supply, but I believe that they're going to at least announce it so that it's out, and that when supply does catch up, that you will be able to order it or pick it up in store on day 1. Yeah. Or, day 10, maybe, whatever. So I think it's going to happen. I see M1X MacBook Pros, Mac Mini, AirPods. I don't see anything else. Is there anything else you've heard, you've seen, you believe is going to come?
No. Did you see that weird? I don't think it's coming at the event, but did you see that weird report from, what is it, like iDrop News or something? Do you see that one?
I missed the report. No, what was it about?
So I don't know if they've ever had an exclusive before. So there's a lot of like speculation. But yesterday, iDrop News, the website, posted their first exclusive talking about Apple TV coming with a redesign with a plexiglass top, similar to my Mac Mini leak.
Oh.
And something about Nintendo Switch. I don't know. Let me look. I will
Yeah, I'm
research
looking right
this.
now.
Oh,
yeah, the title is Apple's Nintendo Switch style hybrid game console is coming, along with major Apple TV redesign.
That's the first.
Okay.
That's like, so obviously everyone's a bit skeptical because, well, we haven't really had them leak anything before. I was shocked to see like Mac Rumors and other, tech pubs, they ran with the story. They, of course, they called it sketchy, rightfully so.
Wait, they wrote about? I didn't see this anywhere. When was this?
Yesterday.
How did I miss this? Oh shit! I totally missed this entirely. I didn't know anything about this until we had heard the sketchy rumor about the Apple game console, like Switch thing, but I mean, it still doesn't make sense.
Love to Dream say something about that, or was it not him?
Love to Dream has said Apple's working on their own game controller, so perhaps that is the same device. I guess it could be, right, if it's got the...
Not technically the same thing as a Switch style console.
But loosely the same thing.
So Mac Rumors, they called it sketchy, but they still wrote the story, which was interesting. They still covered it, but I don't know. It doesn't... The Apple TV getting a redesign to look like, with the plexiglass top, to look like the Mac Mini, I don't know about that. I mean, when did we get the Apple TV last? It was last year, right? Or no?
The newest Apple TV? April.
April, right. Okay. And it wasn't redesigned. Just the remote was.
Spec bump remote. Yep.
So, I mean, do you think the Apple TV is going to get a redesign?
No, it makes zero sense. No one buys an Apple TV. Apple has like 4 or 5% of the streaming market with an Apple TV. I don't know why they would there's no reason to pour more money into it. Like, they could put an A17 processor in this. There's not going to be a bigger market. Like Apple should just offer a $49. They would completely upend the market if they did this, and these would sell like crazy if they did. Let's say a $59 Apple TV stick.
Yes.
Put like an A7 processor inside, like enough to stream, not to game, literally to load Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu and YouTube.
Yeah.
And have AirPlay.
Make this stick look like an iPod Nano.
There you go. Like even do a retro design. Like people would love that. I don't understand why Apple keeps half like they're half in the door, half out with the Apple TV. It's like, oh, we spec bumped it for the first time in 5 years, and we literally did the bare minimum possible. So it's like, why wouldn't?
I mean, you're probably right. It's probably because their lack of market share there. They're more interested in Apple TV is on every TV now. Like the app is available for most smart TVs, and that's how they're covering the market. Instead of, I guess they just gave up on being like, because they want Apple TV Plus to succeed. So now you saw how they set that up for like the alley-oop, because it seemed weird that they were like putting the Apple TV app out available for like Samsung TVs and TCL TVs and every smart TV, really. And at the time, it didn't really make sense, but now it does, knowing that they wanted Apple TV Plus to succeed, and it won't succeed on Apple hardware alone.
No, that would be impossible.
It's got to come to every TV. Ted Lasso playing for like 300,000 TVs across the world.
Yeah, just built in. It's a new U2 album. Do you remember that U2 album debacle? Were you one of the people that got it?
No, I didn't. It was
a great album. I don't know what everybody was complaining about. I freaking love that album.
It was just weird. It was one of the weirdest
Songs
moves
of Innocence
ever.
Was awesome, dude.
I mean, maybe if that was like a new trend they started, where every year they had an album like that, but they just did it for U2. They did it once, and it was weird.
That's because I think Bono and Tim are friends. They seem like they're pretty cool.
Well, apparently not great friends because that was the last time they did it.
John, if I drop an album, would you promote it on Front Page Tech?
Absolutely, yeah. I would make it just a whole episode. I wouldn't even appear on the episode.
Mark his words. I'm going to circle back to that in
as long as it's not like a country album. Because
no, it'll be like a really, it's a project I'm working on.
Rap.
I'm not going to disclose.
You gonna rap? If you rap, I'll make a whole episode just about that.
Really? So that would be an incentive for me to rap then.
Yes.
All right.
Make it happen.
Writing that down in my notebook.
I just now remembered because I'm wearing my Apple Watch. Right. I just remembered what happened between our last episode and this one.
John, you've had such a rough week. Like, are you good? Are you okay? Do you
I have the worst luck.
Arkansas.
So a couple weeks ago, I put out the story on frontpagetech.com saying that, hey, Apple Watch pre-orders are happening at this time or on this day, but it's going to be hard to get one. And I went through like there's a terribly low supply for this. Mass production had just started like 2 weeks before pre-orders. So there's just like a very short initial supply of these things. So I was like, make sure you wake up early, get your orders in. My ass didn't even go to sleep, dude. I stayed up. Because sometimes my alarm goes off and I say, I don't care.
You were up till 7 a.m. our time?
Yes, my decision-making skills are not good. Once I go to sleep, all bets are off. If my alarm goes off, my internal sleepy brain self will just say, I'll be fine. You can sleep a few more hours and we'll order it when we wake up, myself. But I didn't do that. I didn't risk that. I stayed up on the dot. I was going to order it from the website because they didn't have any fucking, like, there was no pre-order. You couldn't prep for this. It was just, there was no information. I'm the one that gave the prices for the watches the day before. Apple didn't even give prices. And so I waited. And I was like, I'm going to do it on the website on the desktop just so I don't mess anything up. And I decided
first mistake.
Yeah, I decided that I think I discussed getting titanium before. I decided I wanted stainless steel because I wanted shiny. I want the shiny.
Fair. Yeah.
And so same watch as the $400 one, but I paid $800 because shiny, because I'm a fucking idiot. So
no, it's pretty. So
I stayed up. 7 o'clock hits. I go to the website, nothing. The website's not like I can't order it from the website. It just says they didn't open orders yet on the website. And so I refresh. It's like 3 minutes in. Website's still not working. So I say, okay, fuck this. I'm going to use the app on my phone. It is on the app. So I hurry up. I grab my Apple Watch. I ordered 2. I ordered stainless steel silver and stainless steel gold. I ordered both of those. Complete panic because at that point you can't pick what band you want. You just got to fucking grab a watch because it's like you don't have time to go through each band and see availability and all that stuff. I needed to get the fucking watch. I order my watch. It says October 15th. Okay, when I put it in my bag, when I check out, it says November 1st, and I couldn't like. There was I was like, okay, I'll look for other models and maybe they'll be available, but I'm going to buy this now just in case. So I bought both. I was like, I'll cancel the orders if I find an earlier one. All the other ones were like getting way back, like November 15th. Some people, their Apple Watch is shipping in like January next year. Ooh. In 5 minutes, my shit was back ordered and I'm not getting it on launch day.
Oh.
If I would have got the aluminum, I would have. I think the aluminum stuck around for the 15th for like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's what I got.
You would think that if someone is willing to pay more for a stainless steel or a titanium watch, just fucking get it to them. Why is there such limited supply of that one?
Volume production on the cheaper ones because they know most people are not going to buy the more expensive. I know, I understand. I'm just explaining why. I mean, you know why, but
I think I sent you a voice memo like just going fuck, just like yelling. Oh no!
I want to go back and try to find it,
dude. As soon as I got the watch, and
I get it, dude. I
was so
would
upset.
feel the same way.
And it was 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have anyone to vent to.
Oh yeah, because I was asleep.
I was so
I was
upset,
asleep,
Sam.
buddy. I went right back to bed. Okay, I'm looking. So this would have been Friday, October, like when?
Well, got my feedback on this.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I'm looking for the voice memo because I really want to find it.
Does your phone delete it?
Wednesday. Oh no, here we go.
Oh, you found it?
So this is longer than I remember. Everyone,
play it for the audience.
John Prosser's reaction at 7:24 a.m. when he did not get his stainless steel Apple Watch.
Sam, fuck! My shit was back ordered already, dude. The fucking page would. I should save this for the podcast, but the fucking page wouldn't load. It wouldn't let me order it. When I finally got to the fucking pre-order page, which was like 5 minutes after they opened, by the way, back ordered. I don't get my fucking watch until November 1st. Kill me.
Oh,
I think you had already ordered your watch and were back to sleep at that time.
Yeah, I was sound asleep. John, I literally set my alarm 7 a.m. I go, in one motion.
Well,
let me give you a pro tip.
Mine took many motions, and I still didn't get my goddamn watch.
I'm sorry, buddy. I understand.
Give me the pro tip.
I wish I could. I'll try to see if I can find one and ship it to you faster by me, like in store.
A stainless steel.
There weren't even any available for pickup in store.
No, like there was nothing. The stainless steel ones.
I'm gonna try to get you
the stainless steel ones for the in store would say currently unavailable. And then after an hour or two, even the shipping was like just said currently unavailable. So they must have been like all the way out of them.
Wow. Even the system is like error.
Yeah, it's just like can't find. So instead, I have to, I get very upset and I eat my emotions, and that's why I'm very grateful for HelloFresh.
Me too, man. I love
HelloFresh. They are the best. They are the beautiful. They send you a box of ingredients for meals that you actually want. You get to pick your meals, or you don't even have to stress about it. You don't even have to worry. They will just pick meals for you and send them to you. You can choose, like, I get 3 meals a week. Because any more than that, I still like to either go out to eat or whatever, but I pick 3 meals a week. That's like perfect for me. And it really helps because my fridge isn't just full of unused ingredients. Like when you go to the grocery store, you always make this analogy that like, okay, you're going to have, you want a couple hot dogs, right? So you're like, okay, well, I got to get a couple hot dog buns, but there is no such thing as a couple hot dog buns. You have to get a pack of like 8 or 12 of them. You eat your 2 hot dogs and you have a bunch of other hot dog buns, you just grow mold and get nasty. None of that with HelloFresh.
You feel bad. Then you waste food because with HelloFresh, you get exactly what you need in the mail in just the right quantity. And to me, it's fresher than what you can find at the grocery store most of the time. Like I remember one of the misconceptions I had is I was like, oh, it like won't be as good or like it won't be great quality. Oh my God, that was something that I had thought. It's the complete opposite. Like I have never gotten less than A tier vegetable or fruit or potato
crazy.
Or bread.
Like, and this isn't just for the ad read. Like, I mean this.
It's so good.
Karina and I, when we're eating, we have literally said this out loud, like simple things like green beans or something. You're like, we'll be eating and be like, dog, this is the best green bean. Like even this just tastes good. It doesn't taste like I bought it at some, like in some produce section at the front of a store somewhere. It feels like someone picked them for me. Just for me.
It is so good. And John, they did. I think they did. There's somebody at HelloFresh that has your name on the crayon box, and they put it straight in your crayon box.
Yeah. Well, also, little bonus, but so they sponsored us and they gave us a free box or 2, right? That's how we started with HelloFresh. But I ended up liking it so much that I legitimately got it for myself. I get HelloFresh every single week, and I used our promo code. So,
which is what, John?
Is it Genius 14 still? Or did they change
John,
it?
It is Genius 14. It's HelloFresh.com/Genius14.
They
use code Genius14 to get up to 14 free meals, baby.
They change it. Like they went from, we used to have Genius 12, but they increased the amount of free stuff. So it's Genius 14 now. And no joke, like of course, when I signed up, we only had Genius 12. So I only got 12 free meals. But that is real. Like I got 12 free meals. And they weren't like, they weren't like watered down versions of the meals that you usually pay for. Like they're the same thing that everyone would pay for, and they were delicious and wonderful. And then I cried when I was out of free meals. But it's so good. You get 14.
I get 14, John, because I also get free shipping when I go to HelloFresh.com/Genius14 and use code Genius14 for the up to 14 free meals. Listen, it's amazing. We love HelloFresh. Their stuff is so damn good. And you have to eat. Like this is a sponsor that is a necessity. You must eat food. So why not eat the best?
Let them eat cake.
Mic drop.
Thank you, HelloFresh, for supporting this episode of
The Genius Bar.
All right, one of my favorite sponsors. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you for that. What was I going to say? Oh, did you see Ross Young today talk about Apple Watch 3 different sizes next year?
Ross has been popping off. Did you see he also said there's going to be 120 hertz on the MacBook Pros that come out next week?
Yeah.
ProMotion, dude.
On the MacBook Pro, dude.
I will have a baby.
And just as a reminder.
If it comes. Just
as a reminder, because if you're listening to the show on iTunes or iTunes, is that even a thing? On Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening, or you're watching on YouTube. If you haven't heard the name Ross Young, this isn't just like a rumor that we put out like, oh, somebody said this. Ross Young, according to our favorite Apple tracking website, appletrack.com, is 100% accurate. Flawless track record. Flawless. And the man is saying 120 hertz ProMotion on the MacBook Pros next week. He mentioned Apple Watch Series 8 coming in 3 different sizes next year. I wonder if that's because the rugged one is coming out next year too, though. Or does he mean that the Series 8 is literally going to have 3 different sizes?
Or is he counting the old SE size? Because technically, the SE is going to get updated next year. So is that being confused?
Maybe.
3, I mean, what would they go a third bigger size? Like, would we go 41, 45, 48 or something?
Maybe.
Or 49? Damn, I mean, would I get a bigger watch? Because the screen's even bigger this year. I mean, I feel like I have a big enough wrist that I could handle a little bit more.
Dude, I should send you.
I can handle some more girth.
I should send you. I bet you could. I should send you pictures because when I first got an Apple Watch, I got the small one.
Wait, what?
Well, because I'm stupid, dude.
You used to have the baby one?
I always get the big one now, but for some reason my brain did this stupid thing where I'm like, okay, well, I get the smaller iPhone. I don't get the Pro Max, so I'll get the smaller Apple Watch. That makes sense. It's not the same thing though. It's based on how big your wrist is. And the thing looked goofy. That's the best word I could use. It looked like this is a little tiny. You know those like old Casio calculator watches that were popular? That's what it looked like on my wrist. Just a little tiny thing.
A little Casio?
Yeah.
Or Casio,
Casio, one of those. That's what it looked like.
One of those. Yeah.
So for a good week, I had a tiny one before I was like, I can't, like, if anyone sees me with this in public, it'll be bad for me. So I have to go get the big one.
It probably would look, because men generally have larger wrists than women.
Unless you're a baby.
Unless you're a little baby. Then we have the same little wrists.
A little bitch boy.
Dude, that's crazy.
Everyone with little tiny wrists is like, what the fuck, guys?
No, listen, get whatever watch is good for you. I'm just saying, it's pretty alpha to have a 45 millimeter.
Well, dude, you're going to be alpha before me because I'm not alpha until November 1st.
You're not allowed to be alpha if you wear an Apple Watch, dude. That's the most beta shit I've ever seen.
An Apple Watch?
And I wear mine every day. I wear mine every single day, by the way, religiously.
Well, I also, because it's stainless steel, I have the cellular one. I'm getting the cellular one now, so I'll be like you.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was going to be amazing. I will try to find you one before November. So you got
I don't think you're going to find
one. 45 millimeter space black stainless steel, right?
No. Just regular, regular stainless steel.
Easy, dude. I'm gonna
You're not gonna get it.
You have now given me a mission. I am going to find you and buy you an Apple Watch.
I'm gonna look too. I'm gonna look on. I was checking Best Buy, T-Mobile, also.
Yeah.
T-Mobile doesn't have any of the stainless steel listed. Theirs is only aluminum.
Dang.
Do you have Verizon?
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mobile doesn't have anything listed yet. I never pre-order anything through a carrier, but
neither have I.
But desperate times.
I'm checking right now on Verizon's website. I mean, we're past the point to where we could probably get one. Like I'm thinking like maybe Best Buy is the only place that would have.
Yeah, check Best Buy too. Best Buy, it says sold out, currently unavailable in store or delivery. So it's a fucking nightmare. I said that on Twitter, and of course everyone's like, "Oh my god, first world problems. You can't get your $800 watch on launch day." But you know what? Fuck you. All right, let me have a little bit of joy in this life, okay?
Yeah, give him joy. You guys don't know what John Prosser's been through. He deserves.
Give me my fucking Apple Watch.
Give him his watch. Give him his. Are they chanting with us yet?
Why don't you? So okay. Honest question: why don't you like stainless steel or titanium? Why do you get aluminum every year? Is there a reason?
Get aluminum every year because I smash my watch around a lot, and I like the aluminum. I believe is the lightest weight one. Maybe the titanium would be lighter than the aluminum. I'm not sure actually.
I don't know, but it's definitely stronger.
I just like with the glass being stronger all around now this year, like with the strongest glass they've put on an Apple Watch. With being like the third upgrade of the Series 7, between that and the bigger screen and the charging.
Well, don't the stainless steel ones and titanium come with that sapphire display?
Yeah, but which is why I thought about upgrading. But now that they've made the glass stronger, I just know I want the lightest weight watch because I remember when this used to be the Apple Watch Sport.
Yeah,
remember the original? The aluminum was the Sport, and that's the one I've gotten since the get-go. I also I don't know. It's still a square watch. Like to me, it doesn't look any better whether you get the aluminum or the stainless steel. And I am a dude who's like into fashion, like into clothes and that kind of thing. And I don't know. It just doesn't do anything. Like, does it look prettier? Yes. But for me, I'm like, if I know I'm using this to like exercise or like be lightweight, I just want the lightest weight. Which aluminum? Cheapest, lightest weight. I know I'm gonna get a new one next year. I mean, I get the Pro iPhone, which is like stainless steel, but
that's why I feel so stupid, dude. Because it's not. You don't get more. It's the same watch that I just paid double for because shiny.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm coming from. It's just the exact same different material. Like I wouldn't buy the iPhone 13 Pro if it was one was aluminum, one was stainless steel.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh no, I'll get the aluminum because it's lighter.
Yeah, and it's not
the
like
stainless steel feels premium. It's just not my
these
thing.
aren't like other watches. Like they're tech that gets outdated next year, and the value decreases. It's not like another watch where like, you know, you pay for more and it holds its value and it's like a classic timepiece. That's not what this is. It's a fucking computer that is the same price. It's $400, but if you want shiny, you pay $800 like an idiot. And it's not actually
You're not
like
an idiot though.
I feel like an idiot. But the colors for the aluminum this year are all bad, I feel like.
Yeah, no, the aluminum colors are whack. I agree. Maybe do you think that they did that to drive people to the stainless steel?
Yeah,
and
like
to
not even give us an actual black aluminum color? Come on.
Why do you think they messed up the launch so much? Like they didn't even tell us prices or like any other. They didn't have the tech specs up until the day of orders. Like something. I mean, it's clear that something changed.
Well, that's what like on frontpagetech.com the day before I posted the prices for the watches and the combinations and stuff. And I even said at the bottom of the article, like, this should not be coming from me. Like, of all places to get prices for the Apple Watch that you're going to pre-order tomorrow, should not be on frontpagetech.com, of all places.
And you were right on everything, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't make me feel good.
Because it was the same as last year?
I still had to do it. Yeah, so people were like, I think it was relatively the same as last year. I mentioned that in the episode, or the article, but a lot of people were like, new design, you know, more durable, whatever, so kind of expected prices to go up and the chip shortage, but when I had checked on pricing, everything looked pretty much the same as last year, so it's staying the same. But
yeah, that's good. It's weird that it came from you, though. I agree.
I still don't get it until November 1st.
Feels weird.
It's so sad. I think, dude, I am going to rob someone. Your face. It's not a joke. Listen, my neighborhood is nice, except for the person that's going around trying to rob us or break stuff. On Friday, that's when things arrive, right? The 15th?
Yeah, it comes out this Friday.
Okay.
I'll be eating my watch.
I'm going to go up and down my road and gather every box that had been delivered to every house, and I'm just going to start opening every single one until I find a watch in there. Somebody got their watch on launch day, and I'm gonna fucking find it.
Could you imagine the headline if like your mugshots leaked and it was just like you in front of like 7 boxes being like, just like it's like that found footage.
And now everyone has security cameras up, so you just have footage of me going house to house like a little gerbil trying to grab all the boxes.
Man who leaked fake Apple Watch Series 7 goes door to door to make sure his design comes true.
Yeah.
You're just
Dude,
cutting
I'm
off the rounded
right
edges and making it sharp.
Sees it.
You should buy a cheap aluminum watch to just get it on launch day and like get a saw and cut the sides that are rounded off so it's square. And be like, guys, look, I got the real Series 7. Yeah. That'd be really, really fun.
And then just deliver those clones instead and everyone will start tweeting, look, John was right. How the fuck,
dude,
though? The clones were squared off? I mean, those Chinese companies that made who knows how many hundreds of thousands of these clones, you don't think, right, that they did it just because of me? Like, I caused all of that to happen?
No, everyone was saying form factor redesign. You can listen, I am at the point where I agree that the design changed. I just think the design probably changed like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, rather than like last week when production was
I
weird.
don't think that happened at all. For context, I think that it would have happened around July or August.
Yeah.
When I say last minute changes, I'm thinking like last minute is in like a month or two ahead. I don't think things happen like a week before. No. In fact, I think that Ian had mentioned something about their AR model on the website was completed in August. There's a date on it. So that would make sense. Speaking of Ian, he literally just texted me.
Oh, what do you say?
So I'm selling my M1 MacBook Pro. That's it.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Ian. Breaking news. Person upgrading to M1X sells M1 MacBook Pro.
Well, remember when everyone did that around Dub because I said that it was coming at WWDC, and then everyone put out articles being like, people sell MacBook Pro because John Prosser said,
hey, you were only 5 months off. So it is coming.
Yeah, only 5 months off, dude. I'm so excited.
You can go 5 months without a computer.
I'm so excited for this MacBook Pro saga to be over.
Dude, I mean, so for the event, what are you going to buy? So let's say we do get 2 MacBook Pros, 14 and 16, Mac Mini, and AirPods 3. What will you be purchasing or not purchasing?
Well, I'm not going to get the dollar store AirPods.
Okay, you will not be getting AirPods 3. Fair.
If the M1X or M2X Mac Mini comes at the event, I will buy that. If that does not come at the event, I will buy the 16-inch spec'd out MacBook Pro.
Okay. I feel like I kind of want to get the 14-inch, dude, rather than the 16-inch. I know, insane for a person who does video work, because I've always needed the bigger screen. But I have kind of fallen in love. I've fallen in love with the form factor of the M1 13-inch, dude. It's so good.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious, because Dylan, DKT, and the rumors have said that they will be pretty much identical. You can spec it the same. It'll literally just be like the screen is bigger, and the screen's what you're paying for.
And you don't want the bigger one?
I'll have to see it, but I'll probably order both initially, to be fair, just to like try them out, do a comparison. But right now I'm planning to keep the 14-inch.
Okay.
Not because it's cheaper, just because the form factor, like for travel, is so good. It's just so damn good.
I bet, you know how we're excited for this to be over? I'm sure Apple is excited to have these things out too, because they've gotten so much shit over this MacBook Pro. Do you remember the group that hacked their what was it?
Quanta.
Yeah.
The evil. Yeah, we don't need to talk about them.
And they held the schematics for ransom and stuff. Like, this has been an ongoing thing, and then you got people like me, they're like, it's coming to WWDC, and then it never did. So I'm sure Apple is equally as excited to get these out the door finally.
It's one of the most hyped Apple products of all time, and I think rightfully so. I mean, the tagline of the event is Unleashed, right? So, I mean, that's a very clear allusion to, like, the Mac's true power, will be unleashed. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm planning to get, if the Mac Mini comes, I think I will also buy an M1X Mac Mini, and I think I will buy a Pro Display XDR to use it with.
Or we get a consumer level display at this event. That would make sense too.
I would buy that if that came. But I mean,
that would make the most
is,
sense.
the
If they're putting a Mac Mini, give us a display for it.
And I mean, listen, there's been things I've heard about this, consumer level display coming. It's just these people have been, I don't know. If we saw it, I'd be like, okay, makes sense. I'm also not going to trust everything that I hear in my DMs, even if they appear to be credible, just because, I'm not, there's a reason if I believe in something, I report on it. If I'm buying something, if I don't, I don't report.
You know what else can be unleashed?
So I don't think it's going to happen. What, John?
Bitcoin.
Dude, let me just, you know what? Just mute yourself. I'm going to take this
okay.
promo.
No, hang on,
John.
we have to do the introduction.
Oh yeah, welcome.
It's the first time on the show.
BlockFi is on the show.
BlockFi.
Woo! Dude, I have not been this excited for a sponsorship in forever. Is this the new favorite sponsorship? Who could say? Listen, I am a huge believer in cryptocurrency. I own a lot. I invest in it regularly. And I believe it opens up a decentralized world where everyone has equal footing and the ability to gain capital. I think that's really appealing. That's what the promise of Bitcoin is to me. It could mean something different for everybody else. A hedge against inflation, I should say. A way to invest, a store of value. Everyone's arguing these different things. Maybe Bitcoin's all of it. Maybe it's none of it. I told you why I'm investing. See, the thing is, when you see that price tag of Bitcoin being like $40,000, $50,000, you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. Now, a lot of places you can buy Bitcoin. I think BlockFi allows you to buy it through their service. It's really cool. But what if there was a way to earn it without even trying?
Go on. BlockFi
has invented this credit card that gives you Bitcoin back with every purchase. John,
that's kind of genius.
The most revolutionary idea I have heard in finance in probably 20 years since I've been alive.
I was going to say.
I'm 23 years old. Dude.
20 years ago, I was spelling my name from a crayon box.
Listen, everyone watching this needs to go sign up for this. I have been on the waiting list for this product since it was announced like 2 years ago. And I got my credit card the other day and I've been using it nonstop. And I am gaining Bitcoin by going out to eat, going on dates,
that's so cool.
Hanging out with people. Like, when I buy your Apple Watch, I'll probably use the Bitcoin card and I'll get 1.5% cash back. Dude, it is so insane. It's a BlockFi Visa signature card and it's 1.5% back on all qualifying purchases with no reward limits. Basically, it's everything I've ever bought. I get 1.5% back. It is everything I bought so far.
Also, I hear that you are giving out $25 of your own Bitcoin to everyone that signs up through us. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's something like that. Well, it's more of BlockFi is going to front the $25 because
I heard it was you. You give up $25 of your own Bitcoin.
All right, I think we're looking at two different copies. Listen to this. Right now, listeners can get $25 in crypto when you make your first purchase with a credit card. When you guys go to blockfi.com/genius, that's BLOCKFI.com/genius. Guys, I am so excited to promote this product and I want BlockFi to come back. They are something that I believe in. And they are something that I fully put Sam Kohl's name behind. And I know John's been looking at getting the card as well. This is a credit card. It is the only card I have used in the past week.
Yeah, we have these sponsors every once in a while.
That's how much I believe in. I switched to it overnight.
We have these sponsors every once in a while where sometimes like I'll get a product and Sam is like, I don't know about this. But then I use it. I'm like, Sam, it's great. And so this is that, but in reverse because Sam has been looking into this for a while, even before they sponsor the show. So it just so happens that they love us enough to sponsor us. How nice.
Yeah. Please show them some love. Go to blockfi.com/genius. Again, they're going to give you $25 bonus in crypto when you make your first purchase with the card. So if you guys want $25 free in crypto to get started, because the barrier to entry can be scary, you can do it here with minimal risk. I'm going to read the terms and conditions just because we probably should read these regulatory financially. It says, not all will be eligible. Geographic, regulatory, and underwriting restrictions apply. Fees and terms are subject to change. Additional terms of service at BlockFi.com. BlockFi is a financial technology company. Banking service provided by Evolve Bank, and trust member FDIC. Did I read that like they do in the ads?
Yeah, really fast. I'll just speed up your voice.
I did. Here's what I'm saying. Go apply for the card. You guys are going to love it.
And get your $25 from Sam personally.
Dude, it's so good. I'm so happy the BlockFi's here. I'm so excited for them to come back. Okay.
Thank you, BlockFi, for sponsoring this episode of the Genius Bar, and I hope you sponsor the rest.
The Genius Bar, yes. Anything else in the past week happen? I mean, anything crazy?
it's kind of been a slow week again. I'm glad we're getting this event because it's kind of slow.
It was a little slow. We got some bugs fixed in 15.0.2. Did you update to that?
Yeah. My Apple Watch, unlock with Apple Watch, is fixed. Nice. But my screen still doesn't respond, and it is the most frustrating thing, dude. So awful. Like,
do you think it's hardware or software?
It's got to be software because it keeps changing. Like, in places where it didn't work before, now it works. But now I'm having this weird problem where when I unlock the screen, it like when it sees my face, the unlock symbol, like it unlocks the lock, but I can't swipe up to open until I turn the screen back off and turn it back on again. And Karina's been having the same issue. So unless we both got shitty hardware, but there's a lot of people complaining about this stuff.
Yeah. I hope it gets fixed. I thought there was a mention in the release notes about touch sensitivity. Did maybe I made that up?
Yeah, like I said, some of it is fixed, but now it's just like in different areas it doesn't work.
I'm gonna read. Yeah, Apple says, oh no, there actually is not a release note about the screen issues, like for touch sensitivity. So
some of it is fixed. I will tell you that because I'm not having issues in the areas I was before. It's just like they moved it somewhere else.
That's so weird.
But like having an issue trying to unlock my phone is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's absurd. I mean, maybe you contact Apple support and try to get a replacement. I don't know.
No, actually, I will contact them and I'll be like, listen, I'm very upset. Ooh, I'm so mad. That's how I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say I don't want you to replace my phone, but I do want an Apple Watch on launch day. So make it happen.
Threaten them.
Yes.
Threaten them. Say you're gonna raid the local factory.
The local factory. Yes. I will raid it with a fly swatter, and I will wreak havoc upon your people. Do you understand, Apple? Thank you. I hope that you think they got the message.
I think so. I think they heard you all the way over in Shenzhen.
I think so too.
I think that's where they heard you. Hey, I had a crazy idea.
Go ahead.
Do you think, because I really like new Apple products, do you think that we could make a TV show where you and I, or a YouTube show, it wouldn't be on TV. Like, I'm not going to put it on TV. I'd put it on the internet.
I was going to say, isn't that kind of
do you think we could make a show together where our goal, we go to China or Asia or wherever Apple products are made. I mean, we go to the factory in Texas, right? Do you think that we could get hired on the factory line to make the products? That's how we would get our leaks.
Are you high?
Because
do you think that when we go to the doors,
would suspect us? Because there's no way they watch our, like, they're just people it's like if you work at a Walmart factory, like, you're not going to look at Walmart rumors. Like, you're not going to be into the data of the Walmart content creators out there.
You don't think that somebody would recognize us?
No, I think we'd be able to, because they don't have YouTube in China.
How are the Chinese people contacting us then?
No, we're just showing up on the factory at 6 a.m. and going,
the same people at the same factory that give us leaks?
Yeah, we would show up at the Foxconn factory at 5 a.m.
If they're sending us leaks, why do you think they wouldn't recognize us?
They don't send me anything.
I say maybe if we both wear mustaches.
If we wear a mask, like there's coronavirus, they would probably not even know.
Dude, I've been to so many places where I have really bad social anxiety, and like a couple weeks ago we went to a museum, and I wear a hat and a mask. So and it makes me feel very comfy because no one would know who I was. Like, even if you saw me and looked right at me, no one on the internet has seen me wearing a hat and a mask. They wouldn't know.
So wait, when fans come up to you, how do you react? How often do you get recognized?
I used to a lot, but lately since coronavirus, I haven't probably because I'm wearing a mask. But
yeah,
and there's no place like an airport. Like, that's where you'll get recognized the most because it's like a congregation of just people from all over in the same spot where you're most likely to be recognized. I had a really fucking creepy experience where I was boarding a flight back home. And I was in security, and I was wearing a Front Page Tech hoodie, and someone went, "Oh, nice hoodie! I know." Oh shit! And they realized it was me, and so we were in the security line, like going through TSA. They asked to take a picture.
You're stuck.
I should send it to you. I have the picture that he took a picture with me in security, And then I know he was like, not to be mean, but he was a little, he was weird about it. A little greasy, a little weird, a little sticky. You know what I mean?
Low income, yeah.
And so we go through security, and I'm like, all right, man, thanks for saying hi. And then I go get, I think I like went and got like Subway or something at the airport because I had to wait like 45 minutes till the plane, till I got the board. I go to my gate. Guess who's sitting at the gate? Dude got on the plane with me too. It was like the most anxiety-ridden experience of my life because I didn't know.
Did he keep like saying hi?
Yeah, like when I went back to the gate, he's like, "Oh, hey, John, what's up?" and like tried to sit by me and stuff. I think I sat by him at the gate, but like luckily we weren't on the plane like in the same seats or anything like that.
Oh, I was gonna say that would be
yeah.
Like I love the fans. Honestly, if it was a cool fan, because there's a difference. It was really funny
even if it is a cool fan, I think it's just social anxiety where I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah. See, I don't have social anxiety as much. So like I've had it was
you
really
were like Captain
Anxiety
over there. You don't have social anxiety?
That's the one anxiety I have minimal of. I have like a 1 out of 10. No, I have anxiety about literally everything else. But like if somebody comes up, like when homeless people, like, you know, when they're on the side of the road, like asking for money, like I'll look at them directly and like wave.
Yeah. Oh, same. But they don't know who I am.
So like getting recognized it gives you anxiety.
Yeah. Because I feel like,
whoa, really?
Okay. So I guess.
Interesting.
Because when I'm out or something, like once I turn the camera off, I'm not that character. Like, so I don't.
Well, you also kind of play a character, so I get it.
Yeah. And so when I'm not doing that and I'm like in a different headspace, I guess, when someone comes up to me in person, I feel like I have expectations to meet and I can't be me anymore. I feel like I'm this character on the street and it's weird and I don't like it. And I shouldn't feel that way, but.
That's why they got to watch the podcast, because this is not front page tech. This is John Prosser.
Yeah.
So, but see, I'm kind of the same in my videos and here, I think.
I would say.
I mean, I'm a little bit more.
You're turned up a little bit in your video.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're like Sam Kohl turned to 11.
Yeah. I was going to say, when Luke was in town, it was funny because we each got recognized individually.
Oh, not together?
It was one of these in an Apple store, John.
Oh God!
Which is, of course, like you're gonna get recognized. I mean, if you're gonna get recognized somewhere in like the world,
it's either airports or Best Buys or the electronics section at a Walmart. Like, and it's usually the employees. Like, when I walk into a Best Buy, usually there's greeters at the door. They usually recognize me right away.
Really?
Those are like our people.
Wow, I never get recognized. I don't get recognized that often. I mean, it happens once.
Really?
A month,
like when you go into a Best Buy or something?
Like I said, no, never at a Best Buy, actually.
Okay, but your Apple Store experience, you said you got recognized in an Apple Store.
I've gotten recognized multiple times at the Apple stores. But so me and Luke this is right after they said we couldn't film because we were trying to film in an Apple Store and they don't let you. Kind of bullshit that I just can film in an Apple Store, but I can't. That's not really cool with me. Anyway, I'll get over that one day. So we walk over to another section of the Apple Store. And listen, I love the fans, and this is not me hating on anybody.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. Just if you're a person and you don't know the person's name, just don't go up to them. Like, just straight up, I'm going to tell you, and somebody's got to tell you because it's going to hurt. If you see Kanye and you can't remember Kanye's name, don't go up and go, "Oh, you did the Taylor Swift diss song." What?
So they recognized you, but they didn't recognize you.
He recognized Luke. First of all, he walks up to both of us and he goes, "Hi." And we go, "Hey." And he goes, Do I know you?" and me and Luke go, "I don't know, bud. Do you?" And he goes, You do the tech?" And I go, "Are you thinking of Luke?" I go, "Are you thinking of Luke Miani?" And he goes, Yes, Luke. Hi." And then Luke goes, "Hey, man."
Oh God, I'm cringing just even.
And it's just silent. And I go, "Hey, it was great to see you, man. We'll see you around." And then we walked away.
It hurts.
Now that's a Luke Miani fan.
All
right, not to say anything about the Luke Miani fans, but it's no Sam Kohl fan.
Yeah.
We're getting ice cream. Of course, I get recognized in an ice cream place.
That sounds
Ted
right.
Drew's in St. Louis. I'm at the window ordering. One of the workers that's not taking my order, that's like 3 windows down from me because it's like a walk-up ice cream shack. They walk down. He goes, yo, man, I fucking love your videos. I was
That's
like, hey,
awesome.
thanks, man. I love you too, man. And he walked away. I was like, perfect interaction.
Yeah.
He notices me. He comes up and says his piece. Love it. Appreciate the love. Always there for the fans. Then goes back to doing what he's doing. And I was like, you know, not to say that the Sam Kohl fans are, I've even noticed in the comments, like we just got some cool people in the comments lately. And I just like, I'm like really appreciating the fans lately. I'm feeling the love.
Yeah.
Not that I haven't before, but I'm just seeing a lot of repeat faces and it just feels good, man. It feels good to have a community.
Yeah, those are the best interactions.
I love my people.
They're
just
really
a
smooth.
Quick hey and the bye. Yep.
Yeah, that's usually what it's like at Best Buy because they're working. They can't like follow me around, and they just say, "Hey," when I walk in and when I leave, or they'll ask for a picture or whatever, and that's it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's really nice.
There was one time it wasn't like I was doing well at the time. It was like Front Page Tech was early stages, and I was at a local Walmart, and the first time I got recognized was the weirdest time because. To this day, it's one of the weirdest interactions I ever had because I was at Walmart and someone followed me from like the grocery section all the way through the store. But like in the creepiest way. They were
Don't do that.
I would just like look to my right and they would be like 20 feet that way looking at me everywhere I went. And they later came up to me and they told me they didn't know if I was who they thought I was. So they were just trying to make sure first. But it was really weird because I noticed that they were looking at me, and Front Page Tech had like 10,000 subscribers. I didn't assume that they knew who I was. I just thought I was going to get murdered, and they were going to like wear my skin later that night or something.
Yeah, and then they would be John Prosser, and then everybody, then they would get the AdSense check, and then who would be with Karina? It'd be a whole thing.
So if you see us in person, say hi. We're not afraid to say hi. Just don't follow us around. That's scary.
That's just like a general rule of thumb. Like I remember PewDiePie had talked about that, where he was like, the worst thing you can do is just follow them. Or Logan Paul, say what you will about him, but he didn't press charges the first 7 times that a stalker showed up in his backyard. He would swim in his pool. Yeah, a stalker would show up to Logan Paul's house and swim in his pool, and he'd just be like, "Hey, Logan." It's like, oh, you don't live here. Yeah. I had an experience the other day, which, I live in a very like heavily guarded area, so I feel very safe. Yeah. And there's security and everything. So I get a tap on my door. So I'm editing. I hear, oh no, on my door. And I'm like, this is recently? I'm not expecting anybody. Yeah, this is like 3 weeks ago. And then I'm like, that wasn't my door. In my heart, I know it's my door, but I'm telling myself that it's not my door. No, you're fine. I hear, yep. Maybe it's maintenance or something. Maybe a pipe broke that I don't know about. So I walk up to the door. Oh, no. I open the door, and there is a 55-year-old woman who walks into my apartment. I've never seen her. I open the door, and she goes, hey, and comes through the door. And it takes her a couple seconds before she goes, oh, you're not my son. Oh, no. And I go, no, I'm not your son. And she goes, do you know where Tyler lives? Oh, my God, no. I go, I've never met Tyler before. That hurts my soul, dude. That's so sad. Does he live next door right here? Ma'am, I've honestly never met a Tyler in this building, actually. Can you leave my life? Yeah. So she's just at my door, and then she looks very confused, like I'm the bad guy in this situation. It was, so my first thought when she walked in, I was like, oh, this woman has like dementia. She got lost on like the wrong floor, and she thought it was her apartment. So I wasn't going to be mean, but I did go into like fight or flight. Jarring. Like, do you ever feel that? Like when your body, like you're just ready to react? Yeah. Like when somebody that I've never seen before walks into my door, because I looked through my little peephole and I saw this woman. I was like, oh, maybe it's like a maintenance. Like, again, I'm just like, maybe it's somebody from the building. Maybe it's about my lease, whatever. So I like open, she just walks in. So now I'm like, I'm going to check every time before I open my door.
Well, because I'm like,
she literally could have just walked in, stabbed me. There goes, I update. Yeah. I mean, not that anybody would want to kill me. I feel like I don't have any enemies, which is nice.
You have a hard cut out of here, so we gotta wrap it up. But I just a real quick story that reminds me of when I was a kid. Okay, I was probably 8 years old. My mom and I, we were at a Home Depot. And we're walking up and down the aisles. My mom points at a lady. And she's like, see that lady up there? I want you to go up there and smack her butt. It was like a friend from work. Yeah. Just like a kid going up and doing kid shit. She's like, that lady up there, I want you to go up and smack her butt.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay. So I did. Dude, I walked up to this woman and I fucking hit her ass as hard as I could. As hard as my little 8-year-old self could. And she turned around absolutely mortified. My mom comes running up. She's laughing, like pinching her legs together so she doesn't pee herself. And she's laughing and she's trying to get words out, but she can't say it. I hit the wrong woman. I hit a stranger, dude. And my mom can't get the words out. She pointed at somebody and I went to the wrong person. And my mom is trying to tell this lady that she told me to do it, and it was the wrong person, but my mom can't get the words out because she's laughing so hard. And I'm just fucking standing there proud as ever because I thought I played this hilarious joke. Yeah. Nope, wrong person. Just this random lady at Home Depot. Probably scarred her for life.
Oh my God. Bro, she's like, she goes to her home to her partner, and she's like, yeah, some guy slapped me in the ass when I was at Home Depot today. And he's like, what? What happened? Where's this guy? You know, he's like, oh, it's an 8-year-old boy. His mom told him. That is weird, though. I definitely would never have the confidence to ever tell someone to slap a woman's ass. I could never do it.
Well, that was like, if I hit the right lady, maybe, but it was the wrong one, not the right one.
But also you're 8, so you don't know. Like, you're just gonna be like, okay, mom. Like, I would do the same. I'm just saying, like, now, I'm just saying now as like a parent, maybe it's just, this was also in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it was also a different time. It
probably wasn't even the 2000s yet.
Yeah. I was just going to say, now I'm just be like, I don't.
Yeah. It's cringy now. I mean, it's cringy then, but it was a hilarious joke at the time in my head.
Yeah. And if they're on rapport and they know each other, it's very different than you said.
It was like a lady from work that she knew and saw at work every day, except she pointed and I was like, oh, this one, and hit the wrong one. But dude, I fucking went up there full force, just at the wrong lady. Okay, that's crazy, everyone.
You're crazy, John. Thank you guys for coming to the Genius Bar for another episode. We love you. I have to go. I got a lot of stuff to do tonight. John does too. Keep John, in your thoughts. He's been just going through a lot lately.
A little bit of a rough time.
I don't want to. It's your story and your lives. Just give John a break. Don't beat him up. Be mean to this man. Don't be mean to this man.
Be mean to this man.
No, be mean to him. No, appreciate John Prosser. He's a great person. I had somebody send me a DM once. They were like, "You need to show John Prosser that you appreciate him more." And I was like, "Of course."
You're lying. No one said that.
No, that somebody said that. Yeah.
Why?
I guess because they think I don't appreciate you.
Who the fuck are they? What do they know? They don't know shit.
I don't know. I know. I just want to make sure you know I
have a seat, random person.
And I'm here for you if you need to talk or anything.
Thanks, dog.
Love you, bro. Okay, thank you, guys.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week, or we'll hear you next week because they don't always watch the show. They listen.
It'll be the Apple event, so we'll have Apple Watch impressions and the Apple event recap next.
You'll have your Apple Watch impressions. I won't have shit. Oh, don't even get me started.
Okay. I love you, John.
Love you too, Sam. We'll see you guys next week.